Did you know Coco Chanel rose from a penniless orphan to building a timeless fashion empire? Hello everyone, today we are going to explore a captivating story about a girl who was abandoned at birth, grew up in poverty, yet with unmatched talent and perseverance, she became an immortal symbol in the fashion industry. Her name was Gabrielle Bonheur Chanel, more famously known as Coco Chanel. Before Chanel No. 5 perfume or the little black dress became iconic, Coco Chanel had to face hardships that no one thought she could ever overcome. This is the story of a woman who used needle and thread to stitch her tattered fate, transforming it into a masterpiece. Coco Chanel was born on August 19, 1883, in Saumur, France, to a poor family. Her mother, Eugenie, was a laundress, while her father, Albert, was a peddler who roamed the countryside. Their lives were filled with poverty, struggling in a cramped and dilapidated house. Coco's childhood was anything but glamorous. When she was just 12 years old, tragedy struck. Her mother died from illness, and her father abandoned her and her four siblings. Left without any family, she was sent to an orphanage in Aubazine, where she and her siblings were separated. The orphanage became a place where there was no room for dreams. Coco once said, "I grew up between cold walls, with no love, no hope, but I knew I had to find a way out." At the orphanage, Coco learned practical skills such as sewing, a simple trade that nuns taught to the orphan girls to prepare them for a life of labor. But she didn't want to settle for a life as just another seamstress. She had bigger dreams. The orphanage was bleak, but it sparked something in her, a desire to create something more than what was around her. She would gaze at the plain robes of the nuns and their simple, minimalist lines, dreaming of a day when she could make something beautiful. At the age of 18, Coco left the orphanage with only a few coins in her pocket and a strong determination to change her life. She went to Milan's, where she worked as a seamstress by day and sang at local pubs at night to earn extra money. It was here that she was given the nickname Coco, which came from a song she often performed. It was a time of struggle, but she was determined not to be defined by her past. At 20, she attempted to open a small shop selling hats in Paris. However, starting out was incredibly difficult. She had no money, no connections, and no one believed in her. She had no reputation, and suppliers refused to sell her fabrics. Wealthy customers saw her as an outsider and rejected her, deeming her unworthy of stepping into their elite world. Coco once shared, "I felt like the whole world was laughing at my dream, but I didn't care, I just needed one chance." Despite the harsh rejections, she kept pushing forward. She worked tirelessly, hand-making each hat and selling them at an affordable price, hoping that someone would notice. Gradually, her designs began to catch the attention of a few customers, and they appreciated her simple yet elegant creations. However, life wasn't easy, and failure seemed to follow her. Despite the small success in selling her hats, Coco faced enormous personal challenges. She was often reliant on the help of wealthy men to fund her business ventures, but these relationships, although giving her temporary financial relief, were often short-lived and left her feeling lonely. She once said, "I didn't want to depend on anyone, but I had no choice." But despite these setbacks, Coco was determined not to let these hardships affect her vision for the future. Her resolve only grew stronger as she realized that the world was not going to hand her success. She kept learning, creating, and most importantly, refusing to be discouraged by society's harsh judgment. Coco's ambitions were far beyond just selling hats. She wanted to revolutionize fashion, create something that would change the way women dressed and viewed themselves. In 1914, everything seemed to come crashing down as World War I broke out. The fashion industry was nearly destroyed as shops closed and customers vanished. Coco's business was forced to close, and she had to live off her limited savings once again. Many people suggested that she should give up and go back to sewing for a living. But Coco didn't see failure, she saw opportunity. She realized that during the war, women needed practical, comfortable clothing, rather than the complicated, corseted dresses of the past. Coco began designing simple outfits made from jersey fabric and inexpensive material that no one else considered using. She believed that fashion should be functional and comfortable, especially for women who were facing the hardships of wartime. She once said, "When everything falls apart, that's when you rebuild." With the little fabric she had left, she created a collection of simple yet elegant pieces that caught the attention of women in need of clothes that allowed them to move freely and comfortably. Her shop in Deauville began to attract more and more customers, and her name started spreading. But as with any innovation, Coco faced fierce opposition from established designers. After the war, she had to compete with other famous designers, including Paul Poiret, who considered her a mere outsider to the fashion world. Her minimalist designs were considered controversial, and she was even criticized as a fashion destroyer. Coco remained steadfast. She said, "They may laugh, but I'll make them wear my designs," and that's exactly what she did. Her designs became a sensation, and gradually, the world began to take notice of her groundbreaking ideas in fashion. Coco refused to give in to criticism, instead letting it fuel her determination to prove her worth in the fashion industry. The defining moment of her career came in 1921 with the release of Chanel No. 5, her first fragrance. Coco collaborated with perfumer Ernest Beau to create this scent, which became an instant hit worldwide. Chanel No. 5 forever changed the way people viewed perfumes, turning it into a symbol of luxury and elegance. This was a milestone in her journey, and it cemented her place in fashion history. Around the same time, she also introduced the little black dress, a simple yet revolutionary design. The little black dress, once reserved for mourning, became a symbol of sophistication and elegance. With this design, Coco challenged the norms of fashion, showing that simplicity could be just as powerful, if not more, than elaborate designs. From a small shop in Paris, Coco Chanel built an empire. She expanded her stores across the city and eventually into the global market. Chanel became synonymous with sophistication and luxury, and Coco Chanel became one of the most influential women of the 20th century. She wasn't just a fashion designer. She was a symbol of empowerment and independence for women everywhere. Her empire grew, and with it, her legacy. She was a woman who had defied the odds, someone who had taken nothing and turned it into everything. Through sheer talent, hard work, and determination, Coco Chanel changed the fashion industry forever. But despite her success, Coco's life was not without its struggles. The Second World War brought more challenges, and she had to shut down her business once again. After the war, at the age of 70, Coco made a triumphant return to the fashion world. She revamped her brand, and despite her age and the difficulties she faced, she proved that no obstacle was too big to overcome. Coco's story is a testament to resilience, determination, and the power of following one's dreams, no matter the obstacles. From an orphan with no money to a woman who reshaped the fashion industry, her journey is one of courage and perseverance. Today, when you wear a little black dress or spritz some Chanel No. 5, remember the woman who created these iconic designs. Coco Chanel's legacy goes far beyond the clothes she designed or the perfumes she created. It's a legacy of empowerment, of defying the odds, and of showing the world that no matter where you come from, with passion, hard work, and belief in yourself, anything is possible. Coco once said, "Success is not something you are given, but something you earn." Her journey from an orphan in poverty to one of the most influential women in history is proof of that. Her story shows us that success is not a gift, it's something we must fight for. So, what do you think about Coco Chanel's story? Have you ever faced struggles and found strength in difficult times? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss more inspiring stories like this. See you next time.